That was weird. The last time you let me hit, I hit 2 home runs, and now you're putting me down in the toilet. And the only guy behind me is my catcher who couldn't catch a cold if his life depended on it. First time we've gotten that. Force. Quick cover. Reversal. Oh my God, the retro ball's got on a roll up. Ontario just couldn't get out of that cover. Super kick!
Let go! Let go!
Third!
Let go!
Super kick party! Yeah, pay the money for that.
They seem to be really locked in.
There we go! Let's go! Let's go! No doubt! Over the foul pole! Let's go! I'm getting notes here and notes there and notes. Stimulation is the key word here. Lots of stimulation. Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mike the Ref's Twitch stream Saturday night edition as we get into a little bit of AEW Collision tonight. I know there's a lot going on tonight with AAA, as well as Saturday night's main event going on tonight as well. Unfortunately, I don't have the resources, plus the fact I don't want any more things turned on than I have to here. In the old apartment, as it is currently 31 Celsius here, plus no AC in my building, so it's a little bit hot. We got the towel, but we're ready to go. But yeah, Dynamite is going to be an absolute fun show tonight, I think. Tommaso Ciampa going to be in action at home. We're also going to get Queen Aminata versus Hikaru Shida for the TBS Championship. That's going to be on the line there tonight. DLW, good to see you here, as well as Homer. Thank you all for popping into the chat. I think I copied out the card for tonight. There we go. Tommaso Ciampa versus Myron Reed. Will Ospreay versus Adam Brooks, which Adam Brooks, if you don't know, he's one of the guys that trained with Ospreay. And absolutely fantastic wrestler that should be getting a lot more opportunities. We got Jack Perry versus Nick Wayne. We got Bandito versus Adam Priest for the ROH World title, which serviceable, I guess. Kevin Knight versus Era Fox. Now, I don't spoil. Well, frankly, let's throw it this way. It's a tape show. If you didn't know, it was taped on Thursday. And while I haven't been spoiled by any results, typically on tape shows, they don't do a whole lot in terms of actual title changes and stuff like that. I think they've done one since they started doing the tape shows like that. But other than that, and that was out of necessity. I think that was the Kyle Fletcher, Tommaso Ciampa, Dustin Rhodes, back in Chicago. They did the title change there. I think that was a tape show. But other than that, I usually dodge spoilers pretty good, and I hope you have as well. If you do yourself a favor, don't spoil the results for the rest of us here. There, I just want to turn that down a little bit. You can see the glistening off me here. And then tonight, just a heads up, after we're done here, we are going to be getting into Backbreaker Pro. We got the debut of the Chainsaw, as he's going to be taking on yours truly in our opening contest. We're also going to get a triple threat between Andre C. I don't think the Ops... Yeah, the Ops lost it on a tape show, as well as the Dogs lost it on a tape show. No, not the Ops. The first time the Dogs won the titles, the trios titles, that was in Edmonton on a tape show. So it isn't beyond the realm of possibility that they do change titles. So I want any accusing. Oh, yeah. You know Zodiac's going to throw that out there, right? Oh, my freaking God. Paul White on commentary. This should be fun. But yeah, Nats, I did see you win, and I'll have a formal announcement about that on Monday, so. Well, he's no longer the Big Show. Oh, we're starting out with Perry and Wayne. All right. The giant. Yeah, he's had a lot of gimmicks, and he does want to do one more. We want Hoochiesaurus? Really? If you ever fix the shoulder up, it might be good. Mr. McGee, how you doing tonight? Good to see you here. Foley versus White at All In buy-in. Hey, you know what? Do you remember? And McGee, good to see you here. Sorry, I didn't mean just to pass over you like that. But we're just getting into the fact that Paul White's on commentary tonight rather than Nigel McGuinness, who's probably... He already knew that he would be celebrating for 3 days straight. That England won third place. You know, as that's such a great... Well, considering third in the world and you beat France to do it. Even though France pretty much gave up, quit, their coach quit and everything. Nigel's had matches on ROH and still worked, right? So... 7-hour drive from Montreal. Was that today? Or did you come back yesterday? And I saw some of the pictures. Just got back today. Damn. WrestleMania 15 rematch. Who did White have at 15? No. $15. Oh no, that was 17 that Big Show's match almost shut down the entire WrestleMania. Who did White have at 15? I know he's brand new. Like, oh, it's Foley. Never mind. My bad. Sorry. Now that I think about it, I'm an idiot. When are we going to start calling it All In 3? I don't think they're actually using numbers for any of it. Let's face it, everything's years now for the most part. And it makes a lot more sense, right? Because a lot of people get goofy about that, though. It's All In 5. 5th anniversary, though. I think they'll do a little bit of a package to celebrate the 5 years, but... you also don't want to overly advertise the fact that, you know, it's the 5th one and the company's 17. Do you count 18? Well, 18 was in Toronto, X8. Do you count 18? Yeah, well... that's why I say you don't use... oh, you're talking about All In. Sorry, I thought you were talking Mania for a second. No, that's why I say do it by years. Don't do it by numbers, because doing it by numbers is just IWC fodder, I believe is the best way to explain it. Paul White getting himself over even on commentary still to this day. I wouldn't number it for that reason. Yeah, like, there you go. Wrestle Kingdom has numbers, and I don't think anybody... Well, when it comes to the Japanese exposure... And honestly, do you remember which Wrestle Kingdom X and Y match was? Which Wrestle Kingdom was Osprey and Osprey and Omega main eventing? Like, as you look at it, do you... I'll guarantee you what people are going to do is they're going to find the year and then they're going to go and find the number. So why just not skip a step here? Wrestle Kingdom has numbers, but the numbers should be much higher since they've been running the Tokyo Dome January 4th. Well, it's all about branding everywhere, right? Sorry, chat. I got to go shut my window here for a second. Yeah, the blackout curtains work a lot better, keeping the heat out, and keeping this place a little cooler if you turn the if you close the windows. So, smoke is finally out of Virginia. Congrats, let's go. It's that time of year for us up here where we can't really figure out whether it's smoke or it's smoke or actual clouds. All right, well, Perry's going to be bleeding really. Continental Classic, Super Juniors, Nick Wayne, Jack Perry, Hook, Rascals, Rush, Christian, Johnson, Bailey, El Clone Command. You know, we could have an extra C2 all over the place there. Guttural Reef, by the way, thank you for the first message here. And yeah, you could throw in Roosh in there too. Well, honestly, that's the one thing about AEW. You could literally throw any 12 wrestlers could fit into there, and I think it'll be just fine. If they're going to leave it for the Continental Championship, that sort of takes out a lot of the top players, but also at the same time, having an Okada in there, having a Claudio in there, having a Mox there, just helps set the standard that much higher, right, for everything overall. Like, I'm excited to see what comes up from it, but yeah, you could literally drop a who's who for a Super Juniors version of the Continental Classic. Well, they do have the Best of Super Juniors tournament that they run, but you would never call that here in AEW just because they don't like to consider everybody in a juniors or a seniors division kind of thing, right? Yeah, I know. No NASCAR tonight. I am shocked there's no NASCAR tonight. Going into it was Bones, the syndicated series. I do believe it was Formula One tonight, and that was on one of the main channels. I got a feeling they might have heard something about us complaining about this, and I think it's more important that Tony Khan found out about it. Because let's face it, anytime you have a problem like this, like for those that are coming in late and wondering what the hell we're talking about here, in Canada, the channel that we were having Collision on had a tendency to have NASCAR on right before it, so there's been a couple shows where we missed either the first match or the first segment. We didn't get a chance to catch the start because of the overrun on NASCAR. Now, we have put out some social posts to Tony Khan, to TSN, to Bell, to all the companies involved, and it seems like they may have done something about it. Who knows? And yes, Zodiac, make sure to check out the Retro Hangover. What's tomorrow's show, Chris? As we, because it drops every Sunday here, so. Favorite FMV okay. If you're in the either chat, feel free to click the link there if you want to get more about the Retro Hangover podcast. Proud supporter of Backbreaker Pro Wrestling. Honestly, The Flight is something I really enjoy listening to while I'm at work. It's better than listening to all the homeless people start crying and complaining outside. Now it's just trying to survive the heat for more than anything else. So I work my shoot job. I'm a manager of different stores. I go around doing repairs, general maintenance, stock replenishment, and such. For multiple locations, we don't actually have store managers. We have area managers. Yeah, shoot job, basically. I'm sorry. I come from a bit of wrestling background. It actually works. It actually applies to here, right? The term shoot. Because until this becomes my full-time job, I have another job. Anyway, my route tomorrow involves a lot of our low-income area town. Oh, no, I know. I'm letting a lot of people don't like when non-wrestling people use wrestling terms, so. Watching Saturday Night's Main Event. Hey, if anything interesting happens, and I don't mean just everything we all expect, feel free to throw in the chat, McCurdy. By the way, good to see you here tonight. Because I don't expect a whole lot of that. Speaking of shoot, does that mean you have to carry? We're not allowed to carry in Canada. You have to have a certain license, and there's no open carry in Canada, so just for the record. Yes, I know I'm in Alberta. They haven't. Oh fuck! Sorry. Not as exciting as the one we had. Not even concealed carry. No. Social media burts. Yeah. God damn. That had to hurt the ass because he ended up going down in a rough spot there. My clip on Twitter went viral. I don't know if it went viral. A few people retweeted it. That's for damn sure. I've been getting a little bit more hooked on social media. I'm also working on trying to get more clips out there for you guys. Which, by the way, if you guys find anything interesting that you think should be clipped, goofy, funny, insightful, either way, anything, you can't. There is actually a clip ability, so. Oh, geez. Frog splash to the back. Fisherman bomb. I hate to be taken away from a match like this with talking about other stuff, but because goddamn Nick Wayne. You want to talk about somebody who's gained a lot of experience here? Sorry, I'm moving back to the match. We'll move back out of it in a minute here. But Nick Wayne, if you guys didn't know, we were talking about the Best of Super Juniors earlier here in sort of an AEW fashion. Nick Wayne has actually been a part of the real one, so. And Nick's about to die. There's a Psycho knee, and we're done. I got to give Nick Wayne his flowers a little bit here. Come on now. Used to call Nick skinny Will Ospreay. Now he's just Nick Wayne. Yeah. He's grown so much. Like, Nick Wayne wanted to step up and make a point. He made a point that he's around. Man, I hope Nick Wayne pans out. So much young talent. AEW is fizzled out. I don't know if it's fizzled out. It's just, it's stalled right now. Here's the thing. When you, I'll talk about this in summer terms. This will sound great. When you have a top class lawnmower and you're trying to cut the grass and it does an immaculate job, Eventually you get to that level where you don't really need to cut the grass yet, but you'll be cutting the grass later on. So you do need to make sure that while it may not be in the best spot in the world, you just need to make sure that they're ready when they have to move up. And I'll be perfectly honest, when it comes to Guevara, when it comes to Yuta, when it comes to Garcia, I think there's going to be a bit of a transition here over the next 5 years here in AEW. Because let's face it, Omega's not going to be around forever. Ospreay might be getting his world title shot, but he's getting close. I'm not saying he's leaving anytime soon, but you gotta think with all the injuries and how far he's up. Yuta hasn't grown at all besides his hair. You earn that one. I'll give you that. I just think, the biggest thing right now is to put them in a position where they still feel wanted. You might not be able to move up the card, but let's face it, as much as oh, okay, I see. You guys are talking about yourself. Sorry, I missed that comment earlier. A lot of people don't realize, as much as Wheeler and Daniel are losing all the time on Dynamite, how many people would kill for an opportunity to lose on Dynamite? You got about a half a roster there that would love to get on there. Now they do get their opportunities in Ring of Honor, of course, and whatnot, but Garcia was better with Daddy Magic. Yeah, I'll give you that. But is Daddy Magic really wanting to be in that position? Like, you also got to remember, it's not necessarily what we want as fans. Like, every fan wants to see certain things, but what if a wrestler has different goals right now? Like, a lot of the wrestlers that are currently in the ring are backstage agents. And if they're comfortable doing the odd match while doing mostly backyard or backstage, sorry, let me spit out the words right. If they're happy doing backstage stuff, who are we to argue? It's not up to us to determine whether you have to be in the ring. No, you fucking don't. For all the bumps you got to take, we're not taking the bumps, so it's not like we can say anything about it, right? Did Daddy Magic No, he's back. Right now, he's currently backstage. I think he was one of the few agents that was helping out with the TNT Survival of the Fittest match. I was trying to remember. Like, they don't actually assign specific agents to X and Y match, but yeah, there's we're not short on talent, and this is one thing I've been harping on for a while here. People are so worried about what they don't have versus what they do. Oh, if you haven't heard, this might be one of the biggest pieces of news coming up here. All right. You guys hear me out. Hear me out on this. Hear me out. If you guys watched on socials, you know exactly what I think about this. Pac isn't able to make it to Retribution. Or Redemption, sorry. So Claudio needs a partner. I think we all know a fella that could fill in that spot perfectly. I'm calling it right now. You can throw it in there all you want. Just saying TK is running the similar problems that WWE was running into in terms of moving young talent up the card. Not as dire, but there are parallels. Fair. Stephen Farrelly? Yeah. It's Farrelly. The regular one. Chris Hero. Hey. I would lose my shit if Chris Hero showed up. I would absolutely lose my shit if it was Chris Hero. I don't see a chance in hell of it being Chris Hero. But. Oh, in terms of Goldberg, yeah, we're not going there. He already had his retirement match, even though he said it wasn't done properly for him. So. Bret Hart retirement series. Better yet, let me just. I'm gonna throw this one.
Sir, no, sir.
And
No, please, no.
And just for the last comment, Nats. I think Owen would be pissed if Bret won the Owen. Well, they eventually could line that up, right? They could line up. Jeff Jarrett's the opponent. Guess that's what I'm doing right now. Kevin Knight doing Kevin Knight things. Brett ever wins anything ever again, I'm never watching his. You know what? I'm going to say this. And forgive me, folks, it's over 30 degrees here, so I am still sweating like all ever. As much as bitter Brett is around when it comes to all things WWE and not so much AEW, but mostly WWE, Brett has extra run. Yeah, fair enough, but do yourself a favor and I'll get back to your point here in a second, Guttural, because I actually have a theory on that I actually follow for my eFed here. Brett, in his son's promotion, which he does do a lot of work with, Dungeon Pro Wrestling, like they've been off and on, just because the venue's been a little bit jump to YouTube jerk ads. Fair, Nats, fair. No, Dungeon Pro Wrestling is very well done, and it's a very old school promotion. And Brett deserves a lot of kudos. I know it's Dallas's promotion, verbatim, but Brett's there to help out. So, if you guys haven't checked out Dungeon YYC on the old X brand, feel free to, because they actually do a lot of great production and a lot of great matches there, and a lot of old school. Like, if you're looking for that Southern old school style, sort of like Maple Leaf Pro was in their first match with Stu Grayson and Jonathan Gresham. Fuck, I had the same problem last time on Thursday. Was giving a direction about it. If you guys get a chance, go check it out. It's on my AEW right now. Does Natty and TJ help? Nope. They're... I will say this. The family in many ways is very disjointed. I don't know if they get along personally, but professionally, that is the most... You want to talk about carny families? I think that's the epitome of what a carny family is. Personally wise, I don't know. I don't want to speak to that because I don't know. But when it comes to professionally, like... If somebody's got a gun to your head, if one of your brothers or sisters, you'll come and help. But the rest... They're not going to actually downplay they're not going to down talk any of that, but and Guttural, don't worry, I'm coming back to your beef here in just a moment. AR Fox is one guy that deserved a longer run with the TV title than he got. AR Fox just got unlucky for the fact that he ran into a gimmick that just was skyrocketing in Leo Rush. If you didn't know, Leo defeated AR Fox and Action Andretti in a triple threat match for the TV title. And that's why Leo currently has that title. He's rebranded it sort of like the same way that Perry did with his version of the TNT title. And basically everybody else's version of the TNT title as they go along. But, yeah, and I think personally that they do talk well together. And Zodiac, I did see your comment too. It's been a while since I've had to actually catch up on the comments here, so forgive me for if I fall a little behind here as we go. I think Natty, I think Brett, I think the whole family is professionally close. Personally close, I don't even want to know. It's not any of our jobs to know what these people are like in their personal lives. I just know from the experiences I've dealt with the other hearts that are related that somebody puts a gun to their head, they're going to come and defend them, but they're going to be the ones to pull the gun out on the head, is sort of the best way to put it. Nobody's taking out my brother but me. Is a better way to put it, but just want to get back to a couple comments earlier on here. Guttural Reef, your one critique is the champion should come out last. There is a different theory behind that, and this is a reason why a lot of newer promotions won't do that. If you're a fan and you're not familiar with the product entirely, traditionally speaking, what you do is you put the heel come out first, so if it can boo the hell out of it. Then you have the face come out after, get the crowd fired up, get them excited for the face coming out, and then you go from there. If you have an established, like, for example, MJF. Everybody knows if you're watching AEW, MJF's the guy to watch. You can put him in that second spot without a problem. Because everybody knows he's the asshole. Or Zodiac's hero, one or the other here, but either way. I like it for the fact that regardless of what you're doing, you're always allowing the people to understand if they're brand new. Okay, this guy's coming out first. You generally should not like him. Big Hebrew is my big hero. There you go. He's not Chris' hero, but it's your hero. But you guys get my point, right? Like, there is two different types of thought, and this is something we did in Monster Pro Wrestling. It's a tip that I learned from one of the promoters. It's one of the few things I learned over there. I speak a little facetiously. There is a lot I learned when I was working there. And that's making sure the heel comes out first. If you do it on a regular basis, that means the fans know that person should be the bad one coming out. That's the bad one coming out. The next one coming out is the good guy coming out. And in a triple threat match, it's like, what the hell? Zodiac, you were asking about Shotzi. Shotzi will not be coming over mainly because she is an MLW champion right now. So I can understand the interminglings between MLW and... well, that was a hell of a neck breaker. Oh, God. AR is about to kill Kevin Knight. I love this modified stage, even though Danielson almost had his fingers cut off by it. Modified Destroyer! And a 450. I would love to see AR get the title just because Kevin Knight's getting the title shot in a week and a half. But yeah, when it comes to MLW and AEW, they're not on fighting terms, but they're not working exclusively. And unless you're working together as a promotion, Commander's Mexican Destroyer, yeah, like I wish I knew my editing skills and how to record video a little better. Because that clip I put up just basically sums it up right there. But I don't have the actual video to go with it, so it's something I'm going to learn, something I'm going to work on. That's the kind of stuff I want to improve for the channel here. If you guys have any ideas on how to do it, I don't want to ask you to do it. I want you to show me how to do it. If you guys have any ideas, feel free. Try to go over a jump rope Spanish fly. Jesus. I always think of Adam Cole when I see the ramp connect to the ring. I was there for it. It was nasty. Yeah. The broken ankle. I was thinking more about Bryan Danielson the one time that he had his hand caught in between for a good 20 seconds. Almost had his hand chopped off. That was bad too, yeah. Like, the one thing about Adam Cole that made it even worse is the fact that it ruined probably the payoff to one of the greatest stories that never will be in AEW. Yes, they paid it off, but it was such a bullshit payoff it wasn't even funny. The Devil storyline also led to the worst ever pay-per-view main event in AEW history. And I will still say that. I know a lot of people are talking about Mox and Cope in that situation. I will take Jay White, MJF, that whole presentation of that match as the worst ever pay-per-view main event ever. So is the Jet going to sit down now? In AEW. I don't want to say ever. No, there's been some other really, how do I put this, not good main events. Because let's face it, even Lawrence Taylor and Bam Bam Bigelow for what it was. I'll put it this way. WrestleMania 11 may be one of the worst ones ever. But expectation versus reality, it's still not the worst thing in the world. I don't think people expected a whole lot in that match, and they got a little bit more than they expected. Oh, God. So this is the team that's going to be taking on Omega, Ospreay, and Moxley on Wednesday. Against three people that will probably die tonight. How many murders do we get tonight, guys? 1, 2, or 3? Oh, by the way, speaking of Already in the Ring matches, I want to give a special shout out to an Already in the Ring competitor on Wednesday. Aaron Solo biting into the, all puns intended, biting into the absolutely embarrassing story about asking Fallon Henley out. And the fact that Arby's sent out a, oh God, Doyle's about to kill. Arby's sent Fallon Henley a merch kit. And Solo's like, well, since I heard that, disappointing finishes result in merch baskets, I shouldn't feel too bad about tonight, right? I hear that's happening a lot lately. And where did they find Seth Rollins? 3 Seth Rollins step doubles? Oh, God. Oh, God. At least Brian Cage is getting some TV. Hey, Logan, how you doing? It's the 3-lid. Bam! Oh, no. It's the kazoo version. The Greatest Showman? Oh, God, it's going to be the greatest grease ball. I'm really not interested in seeing Knight on commentary right after his match because the thing's going to... Just trying to stay cool. Yeah, I don't blame you. What do you think of Danhausen? Danhausen found the perfect opportunity and is working it. I haven't seen Saturday night's main event. I'm hoping it's a smoke and mirrors win for him. Sucks for JD, but they got to have something going on with Danhausen in New York after he took... He's a guy that when he gets an opportunity and they run with it, oh, God. So are they going to have the Death Riders show up? Or is this just, you guys are already in the ring? Speedball, what are you doing, Speedball? Who you got? Oh, the conglomeration with Billy Clubs. Billy Clubs, crowbars, baseball bats, lead pipes. Granted, you know, the Rascals having lead pipes actually works out. You know what? This is a statement. This is a bit of a statement here, folks. If you guys haven't heard, there's a little bit of a talk online, and you know, that's always great, about the trios titles not being, the trios division not being that strong. Rascals should have glass pipes. Trios division isn't shit, it's non-existent. Yeah. Okay. So what are they doing? Was there something announced for the Bucks? What is it? The Bucks against Ospreay and Moxley at Redemption? Like I didn't hear that match, but if that's the match, you know, just that will be a lot of fun. But yeah, the trios division, like a lot of them, they do need to. We need to find somehow that we can. Like I basically am giving it a walk away, and it's how you get Motor City Machine Guns in there. Hey, what did you guys think about the promo that the Machine Guns did? The little video about the 5 stages of grief that Saban's in. And then they were invited out to, was it Mid-South contract? Well, Nats, realistically, where else would it be? Where else would you put the Marseille Machine Guns? Maybe New Japan? But I hate to say it. New Japan right now, in video game terms, and I'm only saying this based on the speculation that's been going on, the New Japan Pro Wrestling is the Microsoft of pro wrestling right now, where you really don't know if they're going to be closing or not. Indie tour like the Hardys did in 2016. Well, Cody did that too, right? So yeah, same thing. I almost feel like those two, it's been there, done that. Is there anything really left to prove on the indies for themselves? Retire? I don't know if they're going to up and retire. It's a tough situation. I think personally for the Marseille Machine Guns right now, based on how rough the tag division has been, I think it's going to change over the next 2 months. Let me just say that right now. I do think AEW's tag division is going to be completely revamped and moved around a little bit here. But if everything stays the way it is right now, I'd almost say throw them over to TNA. They only have to work once a month. They're going to get to work the same pay-per-view days as AEW. I still can't get over fucking NXT what they did. Worlds collide on the exactly same time. This is hilarious. I love it.
Ace Austin's haircut is problematic. And Jay White, don't call me a nepo baby bitch. It's not my fault. Your father is a nobody. So to make AEW a safe space, join us in our campaign to say, guns down.
My God, that is such a different promo, and I love it. A corny infomercial to go after a PSA that fucked up. Teaching Moxley about technology is always great, isn't it? They cut him off. It's the best I've seen for both of them. Yeah, like I love this. It's different. And if you didn't hear what happened about the last week, the Bang Bang Gang actually did a public infomercial for a dog pound to try and help a couple dogs be rescued. Problem is, everybody thought it was a promo. They didn't realize it was an actual infomercial for adopting these dogs. Like, they thought it was kayfabe. They thought it was completely made up. Is AEW trying to get Ospreay to play the heel? There might be a way to do that. This is one of those that, and yes, you're going back to the theory that I was talking about at the beginning of the show about faces and heels. I almost feel that they might be, in a way. He was heel in Japan. But the thing is, Kenny Omega is, outside of England, is the hero, right? I have 3 puppers. I can't take on board another one. Yeah. I deal with enough stupid bitches at work. Threw it out real quick there for you. It'll be stupid by leaning that way. Here's the thing. You know what Adam Brooks reminds me of? He reminds me of a Hammerstone if he didn't get extenuously into the gym. If you turn Will, he'll change the song. No, they did the same thing with Moxley. Whether he's been face or heel, same music. Just leave it there. Sorry, Guttural. I had to approve that for Twitch. Yeah, no. I'm sorry. Some people just have an IQ of PU. And Adam Brooks, straight out of Australia, just never got an opportunity. I think changing Will Ospreay's music would be fun, but oh shit. Well, Brooks said that Ospreay said, "Don't take it personally what I do to you, Brooksy," so he deserves all this. Well, Brooks is the guy that brought Ospreay along for a lot of it too, right? Like in many ways, Adam Brooks, before Ospreay moving over to New Japan, the best equivalent I can give you is Adam Brooks was basically the Colt Cabana to Will Ospreay in many ways. The way that CM Punk and Colt Cabana had that relationship, right? Going up and down the roads until something big hit, then went their own ways. I love how they do the Oi chant, but they got both. So we'll wish it on a podcast. Gotta love the boom boom cabana reference. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna bring up every reference I can right now. So they did make the match. Ospreay and Moxley versus the Bucks. Let's go. Brooks looks a lot like Adam Copeland. You know who he reminds me of, facial-wise? Tyler Bate. He reminds me of an older Tyler Bate. Which I do know that I know a lot of people would like to see him in here just for me to start talking about Master Bate a lot more. We won't be talking more about that more, but let's digress. But no, that's a barn burner of an announcement here. Tyler Bate looks like an older Tyler Bate. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I love having all you here, like, with everything going on tonight. Oh, I don't know why that spot doesn't happen more often. Sometimes the best time. Well, apparently it works really good in Mexico, Nats. That's all I'm going to say. But I am really surprised that more people don't do the just get the hell out of the way spot. I really do wish I would see that more often in wrestling. Because honestly, in many ways, that is the best defense for a lot of moves. Just get the hell out of the way. Then I'm extremely healthy.
Time out.
Where else can we go here? We'll leave it at that for right now. No, but think about this here. The Ops should start doing the nope to show that they are learning from Joe. Yeah, I think totally that should be the case. I just think the nope should be used perfect You know what? Adam Brooks looks like a 2006 James Hetfield. That's where I was sort of going. Absolutely looks that way. Except with a lot less bitterness in him. Sorry, I'm on a roll with that button today. Reload. I don't know if he'd be strong enough for St. Anger. Maybe more like St. Mift. And just a heads up, Twitch people, we got an ad break in 90 seconds here, so yeah, if you want, you can Twitch Turbo, sub, if you want to get around them, but unfortunately, come up, tone them down as much as I can. You'd have to be shit for St. Anger. Fair. See, now that is a beautiful counter to the nope on the Oz Cutter. The spinning wheel kick there off the ropes. Because if you know somebody's not going to do it or going to try and move, that's when you hit that, right? I love how Ospreay literally has all the moves. Beautiful kicks right there. Oh, he went for the Insiguri. I thought he'd go for the kick in the nuts. Standing corkscrew is so impressive. Yeah, Sky Twister. Oh, shit. Nice setup there. And a running drop kick. Brooks is looking so much better than honestly he should. Like any rights that he has for it, see, don't talk about house rules. That just sort of invalidates the first match here a little bit too much for me. As far as I'm concerned, show the house, just, make this feel like it's his first match in AEW. And this is the kind of talent that you're bringing in. Unless you plan on doing some more house shows. Which realistically, I don't think they have any on the roster or any plans on doing that right now. Like the last House Rules shows that they did was at the ballpark, the Brawl at the Park last Friday? I never knew a spit could block a hidden blade. There's the hidden blade, and now he's just going to knock him out. You were asking something about being a heel? God damn, Moxley. You want to talk about having orgasms? Like, I think Moxley seriously has an orgasm watching guys beat the living shit out of somebody else. At least having an orgasm on the mic like that. Yeah, you want to talk about Ospreay turning into that heel? You just saw a glimpse of it right there. We might get a little bit more of a glimpse of that over at Redemption here when it comes to the Bucks. But let's face it, no matter what they do, like, honestly, with Ospreay, he could burn an orphanage down. I don't think it's going to matter at Wembley. He is going to be cheered. Sorry, he could burn down an orphanage full of young babies in the maternity ward. And he still probably would get cheered in Wembley. Oh, good. Darby's doing more decorating. I'm going to be honest, folks. Like, when it comes to Darby, like, the problem I have with Darby more than anything else is that he's entering into a deadly game of can you top this? And how far do you go? Like, when does it stop? Like, when? Like, it's an interesting ride to go through, but as he keeps going, like, he's going to hit something that he's going to turn out to be 5 more years. He'll need a walker to get around. For what he reminds me of, he feels like he's going to be... Oh, Athena about to destroy someone, so... But, Darby reminds me of what everybody thought Jeff Hardy was going to do. Let's just call it straight up. Like, everybody said Jeff Hardy was going to burn out. Eventually he didn't. He's still going. Like, he's not half the person he should be, but he's still able to go. Darby, I don't know if he's going to get that far. Somebody with such a jokey entrance right there. She's about to die. I love this. I'm a little bit worried for the safety right now. Like, Athena's about to die. Like, or she's about to murder someone here. And I wonder when they're going to finally get that title off her. Or if they really want to. Because, well, let's think about, like, it is getting to the point where we're entering Roman Reigns territory. This is going to sound bad, but Jeff Hardy's drug issues may have saved his longevity in this. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It sucks to think that, but you're not wrong. Because honestly, the forced time off that he had because of the drug issues might have been the best thing for him. The fact that he got kicked out of WWE, went to TNA where the taping schedule is a lot easier. Or Ring of Honor. Both. The taping schedule is a lot easier on both of those than it is for WWE, where you have to be live every single week. And back when he was there, it was 4 or 5 days a week. Regardless of which show you worked on. I'll be honest, Ava's getting a little bit more than I thought she would. Is she going to Brock Lesnar her? Oh, I thought she was going to Brock Lesnar and just powerbomb until she taps out. Oh my God, it's the women's right. All right, this is done. That Koji clutch is just ruthless. I get such a kick out of it. Tony Schiavone finally learns the one finisher for Athena, and she goes to a different one. But I'm really happy for Death Before Dishonor coming up. I really wonder, like, what? Oh. Oh, they're pulling this off here. Okay. Finally, Alex Windsor coming out with the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. Like, she was always coming out without that title for the last few times she was in the ring. And now they're finally decided to bring it out. So, when I was 26, I rolled my ankle pretty bad. It required physical therapy. They did a scan of it and told me there wasn't any cartilage left in my ankle, that I'd be fine until 20 years later. Then it would suck. They were right. Ugh. So, yeah, Darby. Oh, God. You can tell this has been taped because they're talking about the English choke job on Wednesday to Argentina. And yes, I'll call it a choke job. I don't give a rat's ass. You Australians, or sorry, you English, bring it. Bring it all. That the best way to... When you're up by 2 with 15 minutes to go, I don't care if it's Argentina. You got to win that game. Hey, Bray. You haven't been watching, Bray? Come on now. Had a hell of a match with Jack Perry and England versus Argentina. Messi's a player of destiny, yeah. We've actually had a pretty decent card tonight, Bray, so far. Kevin Knight defeated AR Fox in a hell of a fun match for the TNT title. Will Ospreay showed a little bit of a darker side as he beat his training buddy out in Australia, Adam Brooks. Jack Perry, Nick Wayne, decent opener. Athena already had a All Ray in the Ring match, and now we have a Brawling Birds tag match featuring All Ray in the Ring. So, there's your quick wrap up here as we reach the second hour. All over some worthless islands. Well, it apparently Central America islands and so apparently some islands and different states in South America versus Northern Hemisphere are a bit of a contention lately. So who I got for Omega Ospreay? It's probably going to be Ospreay. Like, I think we all could think that, but yeah, no, AKA the heart attack. Let's not even. I will say this. For the two birds, one stone, I think Alex Windsor does more of a spine buster motion while Jim Neidhart, he literally let the guy go and it was a fulcrum down. We're not misogynists, we love massages.
Something tells me you'll come running soon enough. But in the meantime, that little pup next to you looks so horny he could hump. So Clark Connors, you want something to sink your little red rocket into? How about the chance, the dance, and that switchblade spotlight this Wednesday on Dynamite? But just know when it's all done.
Clark Connors and Jay White next Wednesday. Let's. We're getting a Jay White singles match, folks. That's always a win. And the place is about to come unglued here. This will be fun. Tommaso's at home, though, so it's, once again, Bizarro World, right? It's like Mercedes on Wednesday. I can't wait for 35,000 people to shout at all at once. My shadow is my story. Because I could totally see that happening at Wembley. Hashtag Free Johnny Wrestling. I'm with you. There's a couple people I'm starting to feel that, and I almost wonder if tonight was the final match for another wrestler over in WWE, and she just finished it, I think. If they haven't, unless it ended up being a nothing match, then they got a rematch at SummerSlam. Because it's the only reason it would make sense to have Lyra and Bayley on a Saturday night's main event instead of a pay-per-view. I swear to God, you guys want to see me lose my proverbial shit? If you see Davina Rose or whatever show up at Redemption on Sunday, get over to my channel because I might be screaming for about 5 minutes. Just not saying, just saying. But you know what? Let's not worry about the what could be's. Let's worry about the what is's. And having Myron Reed here taking on Tommaso Ciampa, this is many ways a dream match. Like, this is a PWG special. Like, so many matches in... So many matches in AEW are right now. You'll hear me screaming from New Jersey all the way to Edmonton if she jumps that quickly. Well, here's the thing. She won't be jumping. It'll be a contract. I'll be honest. I don't see it happening, DLW. I've already stated what I think. And, yeah, as much as I keep humming and hawing that I say I'm going to wait to 1,000 subs on YouTube, I might actually release it early. My Bailey Dub and AEW video. You guys are asking for how the ref would book. And yes, I do owe you guys one for a challenge, like, what was it, 2 years ago? I honestly feel you get the debut of whatever she wants to be called. We call her Bailey Dub because we were playing My GM here for 2K25. And we created another character exactly like Bailey, except with the Bailey buddies. And rather than call it, we call her Bailey Dub. Because, well, it's where she belongs. Bailey Dub and AEW. But yeah, Jay White, I think it's not that quick. It is possible to happen this year. I think it happens at All In. I think it literally happens right after the world title match at All In. When Mercedes defeats Willow. We were saying Bailey Dub way before that. we were talking about it way before, and we finally convinced it to create the character for the show. That's the best way to put it. Because I think the first 2 seasons we didn't have her in. We added her in season 3. Are we finishing this quickly? I don't see much of an overrun on this. Funny you're talking about it, Mike, in the match. That's what I thought. I saw that she was getting in the ring. I didn't know how much time they were going to get. What if Kairi Sane comes to redemption for Stardom against Tekla at Redemption? Guttural, my prediction. We were saying it since, but that's fair. Yeah, honestly, that is fair. We've had something get our head about it ever since. Guttural, my thinking. If you have Sane show up at Stardom for Tekla, you don't do that. You do it the Wednesday after. You do it the Dynamite after Redemption. Because if you're not going to have Tekla in a title match, and I honestly feel Willow's going to win the title next Sunday. That's just... Mercedes Willow is just too tempting not to have. TNT Boxing's on Friday? We might be doing another Thursday again. Got 17 viewers tonight. I'll be honest, Nats. I know I'm not really looking at it a whole lot, but my stats say 10. But you know what? If there's one person here, there's 300 people here. It doesn't matter. I just enjoy having y'all here. Let's not forget that here. But if you are here and you are new, make sure you hit the follow button if you're watching on Twitch. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Hit the like button. Hell, share it out. Because if you're on Twitch right now, we're going to have Backbreaker Pro Wrestling after we're done here on Collision tonight. And our opening contest is we're going to be debuting somebody brand new to the promotion. The Chainsaw is going to be debuting against yours truly. Because, you know, I am the standard bearer. I am the measuring stick. I am Backbreaker Pro Wrestling. We're also going to have 2 more matches in the Forged by Fire round robin. To determine a new Empress champion. God damn it, I gotta say that right. At our next PLE coming up. And then we're also going to have a new #1 contender for the Wildcard Championship for next week, which will be defended next Wednesday by a champion, Amanda Reed. It's either going to be Walker Pipe Guy, Mellow Beast, or Andre C., who politicked his way into another Eliminator match. Which really doesn't surprise anybody here. Apparently there's lawyers involved and such. So, Mike is the BBW. There you go. However many people are watching DLW, I don't like to think that way. I'll be honest with you. And I said it off the top of the show. If I had my way and it wasn't plus 45 degrees in here, and I could have more electronics running in my area here, I would have both shows up. Because if you're a wrestling fan, you're a wrestling fan. You're not... Don't be tribalistic, because there's too many good wrestlers and too many good promotions out there. Like, there's people I want to see in every single promotion. Some promotions are just easier to watch than others. And I've talked about it before. The biggest reason why I love AEW in terms of a product to watch versus WWE is they value my time. Sometimes they go a little overboard in valuing my time. In other words, 4.5 hours of a pay-per-view without a break. Like, it's almost the worst of... Oh, God. Myron just randomly throws out a guillotine leg drop like it's a transition move. Chat, let me know. Hit one in the chat if you're routinely able to watch PWG over the last 10 years. Because this is the type of wrestling you would see at every single PWG show. The only difference is there's no barricades. There were no barricades. The fans were literally up to ringside for you. But literally, it'd be every single guy go balls to the wall all over every single night. It's disappointing that they never did anything with the library other than some DVDs. But that's what the promoter wanted, so that's what the promoter got. Oh, God. Reed's dead. Myron kicked out of that? Okay. I think the best way to call that is literally a crash, an air raid crash. Well, he landed on his freaking tailbone, Shivani. What do you expect? I laugh so hard when people online were saying that the Painmaker was such a silly gimmick. Oh, missed on the side. Oh, Kip up there. And the cutter! Like, I think people are booing Ciampa just out of respect more. Oh, God. That cutter going up an apron like that, that's got to be a hard angle to deal with. And another cutter. Captain Insano with the call of the night. Super move. Can you tell that that was edited after? God damn. So yeah, for those that don't know, this was taped on Thursday. And I don't mind that for AEW. By the way, just a heads up, chat. Just noticed something in one of the picture-in-picture ads. TNT Boxing is August 1st, so not this week, but next week we might have 2 shows back-to-back on back-to-back days after the pay-per-views, so not completely ideal. God damn it. Myron's dead. And now we're just going to worry about the burial now. Good night. Bailey done with WWE. She took a pass-out position. The commentary said, "This is the end of the story." Ooh, interesting. I'll believe it when I see it, but honestly, it is also, you know, they do have the story between Lyra and Bailey that could be what they're determining. Do I think it could be Bailey Dub at AEW? Absolutely, but I'm not gonna. You know what? We'll just count it when it actually happens. But Viper, I appreciate you letting me know. I love this. I love the little stories behind things. Oh, now we know why White was here. Now we know why White was here.
talk to me. You want something to stand on? There you go.
Ha!
I know that you are best friends with Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
So I want you to listen and send a message to Chris.
I'm all ears.
Not only is Tommaso Ciampa better than Chris Jericho,
He's at home. Of course, everybody's going to cheer for him.
Psycho Killer is not afraid of the Painmaker.
I don't think anybody's afraid of the Painmaker. Twitch tag coming up in a minute, folks.
He can have it, but it's gonna be no holds.
You know what? No holds barred between Ciampa and Jericho. That might be the smartest move for a match like that. For the fact that realistically you don't have to take any heavy bumps. Realistically, so bring back the curtain a little bit here. No holds barred matches where you don't have to worry about lockups, you don't have to worry about catch can wrestling. For wrestlers that don't want to move around like that, that is a bonus. I know a lot of my older wrestlers actually feel that those moves are a lot easier. Those matches are a lot easier to do.
I know piece of jewelry. Yeah. So that redemption, I need to add one more piece. The national championship.
Well, you just got to add the national championship right across the head. Is MJF going to get his ring back now? See, if Davis was smart, he'd steal the ring. Because I guarantee MJF would pay a good penny for that. And Viper, it'll come up on the channel here right away. Thank you for the sub over on our Backbreaker channel. Speaking of which, like I said, I want to wait till we get to 1,000 subs over on YouTube on our wrestling channel to release it. But you guys are tempting me to bring it out early, especially with the speculation that's coming up. I do have a booking video of how we book Bailey Dub at AEW. If we can get it to 1,000 subs over on the wrestling channel, I'll get it out sooner. But that might be something I bring up here between now and All In. Could you imagine her showing up next weekend? Like, I literally would probably lose my mind. I'd probably get kicked out of my apartment for that, but... No, all in all, like tonight, it's been a fun night so far of wrestling. And yes, once again, it is a tape show, so you don't expect a ton of surprises. But I think in AEW, we sort of learned that, big surprises aren't exactly the most necessary thing to worry about in there. It's more about what are we going to see for what are we going to see for action? Because we got enough wrestlers here to cover that in spades. But yeah, as we're going through here, like everything is just... It's been weird because we talked about this before Dynamite on Wednesday. And forgive me if I'm wrong here, and DLW, I'll get your comment in just a second here. As of before Wednesday, we were talking about, like, we don't literally have a match booked for Montreal. Like, this pay-per-view feels like it's been just thrown together. And while they still had, 3 weeks in, but they had a month in between. Because of Beach Break, everybody was so focused on that they wouldn't shift gears over to Redemption quite as yet. So they're turning into a pretty good card. And that's what we normally get with AEW. Here's the funniest part about it all. And I don't want to do the tribalistic thing, but I'm going to anyway because, well, let's face it. It's a fact. You can give AEW the benefit of the doubt when it comes to late booking matches because every pay-per-view just freaking slaps. But when it comes to WWE, like, we didn't see much of what's going on even tonight for Saturday night's main event till literally just moments before. And yesterday they booked a tag match for the stipulation for SummerSlam, which I feel is they're probably trying to get some buzz together as they're trying to sell some tickets for SummerSlam. Because realistically right now, as Mercedes is coming down to the ring, ticket sales for SummerSlam and All In are pretty much even. And All In has an extra 3 weeks on them. So, I once heard Hogan and Flair describe their 2009 Australian matches as we couldn't work much anymore, so we just bled. Yeah. Well, even then, anytime you get an opportunity to distract people from actually doing work, it makes things a little bit easier for you, right? I don't care who I got because I'm the CEO. Renee is her personal interviewer. Bullshit. That's Edmonton, even though we haven't won a championship in 20 years. Knicks have something to do about that. Seahawks have something to say about that. Hell, the entire AL East in MLB said about that. And your Bruins? Well, the Bruins did just barely better than the Oilers, or actually the Oilers did barely better than the Bruins this year. I was highly entertained by Sting and AEW basically being their Sabu. Some people know how to still put out a performance either. Yeah, AEW knows how to use their stars a lot better. And I do mean that in terms of the older stars and how to fit them into certain spots. That's why a lot of other veterans are feeling more comfortable about coming over. I honestly feel the Sting retirement tour is the reason Mick Foley's in AEW right now. I think there's a one leads to two there. Because he was treated properly. And Viper Vice says, thank you officially for the sub. The alert should have came up here. The YouTube alerts are a little quiet for me. Sorry, I miss them. I really hate how they def rabbled both Mercedes and Athena. The song just doesn't hit for me now the way that it used to. Maybe there's something personal about it, but I know with Athena, I think the singer that did the song didn't want to have it used anymore, so.
Claudio, 2 weeks running, you stuck your nose in my business, in our business. So we're going to cut the head off the snake. That's right, at Redemption, it's going to be you and your partner, Puck. Because we know, like a human barnacle, he's around here somewhere and he's going to attack. So at Redemption, CNC defend the titles against
CNC Wrestling. Yes, they used it. They used the term. They used the term. They used the term. Uh-oh, hold on. Buck sighting.
Hey, we actually haven't seen you in a long time before that because look at these. Congratulations, guys. No, really, you deserve it. And those things look great on you. They actually look great on us too. 3 different times. But you guys are killing it, seriously. Good stuff. Yeah, well, maybe you've lost them 3 times because they're just things to you. They're championships to us.
Wow. I love Cope. I love Cope. I love Cope. I love Cope so much. Do they tease a New Dawn, New Day segment at Redemption? I think they do one better. They show them off. Creed and Kofi, I think, show up at Redemption. Double checked. 90-day release day is Thursday, folks. AEW's taping a double taping on Wednesday, so it won't be there. But this next Sunday, Redemption, I think we see Creed and Kofi there. I think we get a 3-way ladder match at Wembley. I think we've talked about it enough times over here on the channel in fantasy booking. Like, I don't like to get into a ton of fantasy booking, but that's definitely one match I want to see. Do you bring in FTR and make it a 4-way just to screw everything up all over the place? The only other thing I would want, and it goes back to one of my favorite segments ever in AEW. If you go back to All In 2021, the Kenny Omega in the ring talking about everybody that ever deserved a title shot. They've already been beaten or they're already dead. Immediately followed by the introduction by Adam Cole. Followed by the introduction of Brian Daniels. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Guttural. If we could get after the win of whoever wins the ladder match, if we could get the double introduction at Wembley, could you imagine that place going double nuts? Having the Motor City Machine Guns and Creed and Kofi. Well, Priest could go face or heel, whatever he wants. White was a point guard at Wichita State. Okay, I call...
You told some of the biggest lies that I've ever heard of in my whole life.
Sorry, Paul, calling you out. All right, so they added the no holds barred gimmick. Yay. White, you're losing your commentary shills there a little bit. So, for those of you watching in the States and wondering why things are going a little off the rails a little bit here, besides the fact I have things go off the rails all the time, up here in Canada, for our feed, we actually get full commercials rather than a picture-in-picture during Collision. Dynamite, we get the picture-in-picture but for Collision, for some reason, we get full commercials. And if it's a tape show, it's full commercials. If it's a live show, we have a chance to get picture-in-picture. So right now, you guys could be watching action. I have no idea what's going on. So, yeah. I really don't know. Like, Jericho and Ciampa are going to put out a good match. Like, that... Ciampa, I don't know, is capable of a bad match at this point. And Jericho, well... the one thing you could say about Jericho more than anything else right now is the fact that he knows his limitations. More so than he did before in his last little flare-up in returning. By the way, shout out to Big Cass, going to be making his debut after SummerSlam, the Raw after. As they put the vignette out last Monday. Good on him. I hope he does well there. I just hope they don't choke up the tag division like they've been doing for a while and actually use him for something. Always respect for him. Just like every other wrestler out here, so... In the States, I'm watching on HBO Max, so no picture-in-picture, full-screen commercial. Okay, so your HBO Max is the same way, but if you're watching on TNT, it depends on which side you're going at. You do get some... I think you get some picture-in-picture, you get some straight through. I know the international feed is commercial-free no matter what. So for those watching on a VPN or... Anybody watching Saturday Night's Main Event, I believe Nick Aldis has proverbially lost his shit. Or done something about that. I'm assuming we're getting Nick Aldis versus Gunther, which... For people that don't know, that is going to be an absolute banging match. Yeah, next week's schedule is going to be a little weird. And then a week after, just a heads up for you guys in terms of overall timing. August 8th, and I'll bring this up later on. August 8th, I won't be... It'll be one of my first ever collisions that I will not be will be around for that night. We are having the PLE the next day for a Backbreaker Pro, but for the Saturday, I will not be here. Unfortunately, one of our wrestlers at Backbreaker Pro is getting married that day, so I have a wedding to attend to. And we'll be back on Sunday here with, we'll be back on the 9th with our Backbreaker Pro Crossfire pay-per-view, so... Or PLE, sorry. I guess you guys don't have to pay for it. You got to pay for it commercial free, though. You'll allow it? You know what? It's probably... I think I've only missed 4 collisions since they started. I'm actually pretty proud of that fact. 2 of the 4 were because they were scheduled for the middle of the afternoon on a Saturday. And unfortunately, I work a full-time job on the weekends. One of them was because I had COVID. Priest is getting worked over like nothing. I wonder where his tag partner Billington is, Tommy Billington. Oh, did you see that? He slapped the top of the shoulders just so your natural reflexes is to put your arm up so I could set up for that half and half. Armdito. That was a little bit of a splat. Whiplash Spinebuster.
Well, he was thinking about going to the ropes, but Priest knew it. Priest holding on to the leg.
Fuck it, we'll do a 21 plex the other way. I do like the fact that Bandito's defending the title. I hate the fact that it's not on ROH TV. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a hell of a wrestler, fantastic talent. And him and Fletcher are going to absolutely kill it, which I know, Zodiac. Let me calm down. Any match with Kyle Fletcher is a banger. Just cut, dry, finish, no problem. Also, wouldn't surprise me if, well, I guess if Fletcher keeps it now and then maybe lose it all in after Ospreay wins the title so he can actually go after Ospreay. I think you save that title match for later, though. That could be a double or nothing event, right? That could be a double or nothing main event. Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay. That will sell tickets.
Now, 2/3 of the Artists of Stardom champions. And we're still hungry for gold. Because this was just an appetizer.
Megan and Lena, we get it. You don't like who we are and what we do. But do you just hate it? Or are you afraid?
You guys are big and strong. So you shouldn't be scared of a little bit of blood and some weapons.
We want to show you that there's nothing to be afraid of. So why don't we invite you into our world?
Next week, Nashville, AEW Women's Tag Team Championships.
In a hardcore match. Because the undefeated tag team champions shouldn't be afraid of the Sisters of Sin. Right?
Folks, Sky Blue, Julia Hart, hardcore match, Divine Dominion. Sky Blue in a hardcore match. Yeah. You know we're gonna see some batshit insane in that match. Wouldn't be surprised they did Fletcher and Ospreay for the Title Revolution 2020. Depends how big they make the show, Guttural. It really depends how big they want to make that show. If it ends up being the retirement for Cope at when was the last time someone called it a hardcore match? Sky's pretty much the one that calls them hardcore matches, period. So the last time they actually did it was in Philly, I do believe. But before we keep going here, it is the last commercial break before the main event. So as per tradition, I give you a little bit of a rundown on what's going on the channel here in the next few days. After we're done here tonight, it is going to be Backbreaker Pro Wrestling exclusively over on Twitch. The replay will be available on our gaming YouTube channel coming up on Tuesday. It's going to be myself versus the debuting Chainsaw. It's going to be Walker Pipe Guy, Mellow Beast Andre C. Winner gets a shot at Amanda Reed in the wildcard title next Wednesday. We are also going to have 2 matches in the Forged by Fire round robin tournament as we get towards Crossfire on August 9th. It's going to be Fallen Valkyrie versus... Shizen, I got to bring that. I know it's Kayla J and Morgan Cross on one end. Fallen Valkyrie is going to be taking on... I think it's Charlie in the other end. We'll see it when it comes up here. I do know that we're going to be opening up with Chainsaw versus Mike the Ref to open the show. So, tomorrow, I do plan on getting on here with a little MLB The Show as we're getting into that last little stretch here before the games start coming out hot and heavy. So probably Sunday and Thursday, we're going to be doing MLB The Show. Wednesday, we'll be here with AEW Dynamite as well as our other E-Fed show. Backbreaker Pro Evolution. And then, of course, next weekend, we're going to be here for Redemption, AEW Redemption, we will be here for the pre-show. We'll be here for the whole thing. So make sure you stop by. We'll have some gifts for get a discount for gifted subs going on. I'll see if I can get a badge together by then. But yeah, make sure you pop in. And whether you've been here lurking, chatting, or just looking for a great time, I only ask a couple things. One, hit the follow button if you're watching on Twitch, or hit the sub button on your if you're watching on YouTube. And the other thing, let your friends know, let your enemies know, share it out, let people know that we're here. Because the more people that are here, the more fun we get to have. And it's always appreciated for you all being here, whether it's one of us or 300 of us here. With all due respect, I thought Aminata for a second there was wearing a newspaper. Sorry, I just had to, but she makes her own gear, which I do compliment her on, and she's looking great tonight. And yeah, Sheeta has, if you guys haven't watched, Sheeta has legitimately turned into a Yakuza villain. She's even got that look on her face like you just want to get in that pose and start.
One more for the good guys.
Oleg Demorazov, 677, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Players Pit. Enjoy the food, enjoy the company, watch out for the punch. I think somebody spiked it. So, once again, thank you to everybody who's followed, who's subbed, who's liked videos. It's always a pleasure having you here. Minus having the tattoos, well, you don't know for sure if Sheeta has tattoos. I'm not checking. I value my life too much, and I think she would honestly take my ass apart with a kendo stick. I could literally see her grabbing a serrated kendo stick and slicing me in half after inserting it the wrong way. That's what I think Sheeta has as much of a devious mind to do. Not quite a hockey fight, though. That was, by the way, Iceman, good to see you here tonight. Appreciate you. Once again, appreciate everybody here. God damn, we got a lot of people popping in. Stop warning people about the punch. It's more fun why they don't know. Well, we've pretty much confirmed that MCG is the one that spiked it, so I do have to warn everybody. I wonder if Sheeta realizes that both people have their shoulders down there. No DQ this Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday. Let's go. I'm actually getting to watch it tonight. Nice. I really like all this ass-related offense from the women, you know. I don't know whether to be offended or jealous. As if you don't forget, Stephanie Vacruz got the Devil's Kiss as well. Mike, stop being gay. Oh shit! How did I know that was coming? I'm getting in ahead of time here. Thank you. Oh my God. That's a double shot right there. I think Aminata did. I was waiting for that. Oh. Did you see what happened there? Aminata hits the drop kick and then lands right in her sensitive area. I don't think that was intended that way, but it ended up being that way. Why would... All right, there's your story plot point for the match here. Crazy bump, yeah. Like, I don't think it was intended to be a double hit like that, but you better be careful with that headbutt going into that post. Oh, there we go. I called. Oh, God. Sorry, I didn't mean to call it that quick, but just a heads up, folks. We do have an ad break coming up in a minute and a half here. Deadeye! Shivani's trying not to call it a deadeye because it's not Sheeta's move called that. It's a Hangman Page's move when you call it that. You could call it a Storm Zero. I'm sure nobody cares that Trent Beretta does it and calls it that. The only difference is when Trent Beretta does it, it's usually in a tag team, and Rocky Romero comes up with a double stomp. Sort of make it like a spike pile driver kind of thing. But no, tonight's been fun. Considering, like we said, it's already a tape show. I think TK does that on days like this just to be... let's face it. AEW realistically should not beat Deadeye has a bit of a jump. Well, it also the fact that Hangman Page has thighs like tree trunks. That's basically how that works, right? You don't want to have too much of a jump because, let's face it, if you jump, you lose control. And when you lose control and you got somebody's head in between your legs, you could really get yourself in a lot of trouble there. So that's why you don't really... You just realize that Hangman... Here's a little trick for you, a little trick behind the trade, and I realize that with some of the local wrestlers we have in town here. When you have thighs as thick as certain wrestlers do, somebody can have thighs as big as people's heads. Literally. And that's probably the guys that you see a lot more easily do moves like that, even with a little bit of a jump. The other thing they do to cover it up a little bit instead of jumping, before they go down, they don't physically jump. They go off their toes. So it looks like they're jumping. But you still have that control. If the balance is out, you can bring your feet back down again. It's awkward, but you can still have that ability to get there, right? So but yeah, just it is a devastating move to look at regardless. As long as, like, here's the best things around. It's all about how you shoot things right? Like, I was watching a little bit of video on X today. You know, when you're working, the last thing you want to do is be working. So just doing a little doom scrolling. It actually showed the Money in the Bank cash in by Kane on Rey Mysterio way back in 2011, that night that CM Punk retained the title. You had Mysterio going up for a tombstone from Kane. Unfortunately, they shot it from a bad angle where they actually show that the head was about 8 inches from the ground when the tombstone was done. Unfortunately, with Rey, there is no good angle to put that on. But I will say this. Between, like, Shida, Aminata, Tekla, like, I really loved the Aminata-Tekla feud when it started. For the mere fact that neither one of them pulled anything, other than maybe their calves from hitting so hard. like I believe the term they use is stiff. Beautiful double stop there. Amanada still trying to pay for that stop. And Sheeta being smart going out of the ring like that. Chop block coming. Nope. Oh, going straight to the eyes instead. She did it too long, though. I think she was trying to do it so the referee didn't see. Monet, eat your heart out. There's your Falcon Arrow. I think we're done here. Actually, sorry. We got 3 minutes to go of the show, so. Now it's over. This crowd is cheering for Queen, but the fact that they were playing up the knee injury. Oh my God, Sheeta lock. Nice counter. But Amanada, like, for somebody who's as new to wrestling as she is, and considering she's been off for as long as she has, and she's like, oh, come on, that was 3, that was 3, that was 3, please, 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 please. And there's a dragon screw. While she's trying to hit her finisher, she won't get there. Lost the signal. Dirty finish. I love it. I love it. You didn't miss much. She basically, she went through the ropes. Sheeta ducked down. Amanada got hooked on the ropes. She pulled the leg back, did a dirty pin, and pushed her legs against the ropes to secure the pin. And now she's beating the living shit out of Amanada. With the kendo stick. Who's coming out for the save? Is it going to be Statlander? Because she's a Yakuza boss. They're always cheap. Really? Maya, if you're gonna fake a super kick, at least kick it. They're letting it ride. They're letting the opportunity go here, so we'll see. Another pay-per-view match for Maya? Well, Zodiac, I'm with you. Like, honestly, I think this is going to be more of a test to see where Maya really is, more than what she did with Monet, because I don't think Sheeta can carry a match the same way that Monet did. This is going to be interesting. Is this also into the category of be careful what you wish for because you might just get it? Another women's match on the card. I got a feeling we're going to get another one of Redemption. This hardcore match is going to lead into something else. We're going to find out. I do, like DLW, don't get it mistaken here. It's not about wishing her ill will. It's just the fact that, her performances have been underwhelming for the last while here. Well, at least in my opinion, I know a few of others here have as well. And it just, I really do hope that something's clicked in somehow. So if that's the case, then it's funny because we were complaining early in the show, like about how Garcia and Yuta and Guevara, they're all essentially busts in a way in terms of some people are considering a bust because of where they are now and whatnot. Now that they're trying to do Maya, it almost feels like that they give her more time with Hyan in the developing tag division. Possibly. I think that would make sense. But who are we to know what the plan's going to be? Maybe she's doing both. And, reps is always a good thing as long as you're developing good habits in those reps. But tonight, all in all, I'd have to say a pretty decent show, considering, like we said, it was a tape show, so we weren't going to get anything too shocking as we were going through. But a lot of solid stuff on here, and I was really happy to see how the show went tonight. Most of the pieces fit in rather well. The storylines flowed. We're getting a little bit of teases for All In, but at the same time, they did fill some holes in for Redemption. We are still getting Ciampa and Jericho in a hardcore match now. And it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to have for Collision next week, because next week is that Collision before the pay-per-view. So in many ways, that Collision is like an extended pay-per-view to it. I thought her match with Mercedes is great. She's doing well, maybe not as well as she's booked, but they're trying to see what they have at OA. The second half of your statement, I agree with. The match with Mercedes, like DLW, and you and most of the cage match agree with that. Myself personally, when it came to that match, I gave 2 different scores for it. The story is an 8. That they were trying to portray the match. If you just consider what the story is and how they executed it, it's an 8. The actual execution of the match and how it looked and how it felt, I didn't give it more than a 4. That would be generous. I just didn't feel... Ugh. Oh no, Iceman, this is the same Jericho. He's ditched the Chris part. He's using his New Japan gimmick as the Painmaker. Out of 10, yes. Story-wise, I gave it an 8. Execution-wise, I didn't give it more than a 4. After that wardrobe malfunction that she had, it almost like it rattled her for the entire rest of the match. I stand by it still, and if you go back and look, like if you're just looking at the story... If you're looking at the story and what was going through her mind and whatnot, I love it. But even in a lot of her signature moves, there's a lot of fancy photography that made things look better than they actually were. And yeah, I haven't been impressed with what Maya brings to the game right now in terms of an overall package. You can see there's there. And I do applaud TK and everybody there in trying to help her and trying to help her grow in that. And I just really wonder. There's one of 2 ways Maya's going to go at this point. She's either going to get it and it's going to be top of the card, stay there, or if it's going to be, I think they're giving Maya Sky Blues time. Yeah. I think they're focusing Sky out of the tag division right now, and Julia. There might be teasing a little bit of a split there with the with Tekla. And let's face it, when it comes to All In, all signs, if the storyline plays out of Redemption the way I think it is, I think all sides are played to Kyrie versus Tekla at Wembley. As Kyrie comes in and is going to defend the honor of Stardom against the evil Tekla, and that would be the Ultimate One, right? Honestly, I don't even think Julia Hart needs a Sisters of Sin. I think she's got it enough. It's just where do they go with it, right? Thought he retired and just rode off in the sunset quietly. No, he was in New Japan and then moved over to AEW. So I think he's around 55 right now. Jericho is. So I haven't looked it up online, but you know what? Tonight's show is good. I think the next show we're going to have coming up is going to be even better. This is going to wrap up the Sidecast portion of the show. Once again, everybody, I appreciate you all being here. This has been an absolute blast, having as many people as we had here chatting and going through everything. Jericho is 50. There you go. I thought I had something right there. But, yeah, we're going to wrap up this portion of the show. Twitch, hang on for a sec. YouTube. Twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. We are going to be having Backbreaker Pro Wrestling over there in approximately 5 minutes, probably a little bit more. We'll probably start about quarter after the hour. We do have a taping going on here for Madness tonight. 2 matches in the Forged by Fire tournament for the Empress Championship, as well as a debut of Chainsaw and a wild card title triple threat match. We'll see how that goes, and yeah, make sure you pop over there. Next time we're going to be live over on the YouTube is going to be Wednesday night for AEW Dynamite. But if you're on the channel right now, make sure you hit subscribe and check out our most recent Pop Spot Presents, as Andre C. at AWS just interviewed Love Pro Wrestling and RCW star Nasty Nate Nixon. Nasty Nate Nixon's last interview on this channel basically changed the face of this channel completely back in 2018. And I hope the fact that you guys get a chance to check it out, because he is a very, very articulate person and a very smart person out there. And one of the gems that we have here at Alberta Wrestling. So, but with that being said, thank you for checking things out here over on YouTube. Once again, hit a like, hit the subscribe, tell all your friends, hell, tell all your enemies. And we'll see you all here next time on the Backbreaker video.